All right, so scaling matrices. You can scale, oh, before I get too far, if you haven't finished this top half of the 7.2 notes, you should go and do the first part of it first, and then you can come down and finish with this video. We're looking at scaling matrices. You can scale a matrix by multiplying each number in the matrix by the constant. So if, for example, on number 4 we have 2a, that just means I'm going to take all the numbers that are in matrix A and I'm going to multiply them by 2. So let's see, matrix A, we can see that up here towards the top. Let me see if I can move that out of our way a little bit. Essentially, all I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking matrix A. So that's 1, 2, 5, 2, 3, 0, 4, 1, 3. I'm taking matrix A, and I'm going to multiply each of these numbers by 2. So I would do 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 5, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 2 times 0, 2 times 4, 2 times 1, and 2 times 3 in order to scale matrix A. So all we got to do is go through that multiplication. 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 5 is 10, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 3 is 6. And so that's what the matrix that we would get when we scale matrix A by 2. So the same thing is going to work for these next couple. Number 5, we've got the negative 3c. So we're going to take the numbers that are in matrix C. So that looks like it is 4, 2, 3 are the numbers in matrix C. And we're going to multiply all of those by negative 3. Okay. So this will give me the matrix negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6, and negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. So this is the matrix we would get when we scale matrix C by negative 3. Okay, the last one for the top part of this section here. We have 4D, and so we're taking the 4 to scale matrix D. So let's start with our matrix D. That is negative 2, negative 3, 4. And we're scaling it by 4, so we're going to multiply each of these numbers by 4. That will give me 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, 4 times negative 3 is negative 12, and 4 times 4 is 16. So this is the matrix we get when we scale matrix D by 4. So scaling is usually not too bad. We usually do a pretty good job of that, just multiplying each of those numbers. The next part is combining what we did just now, the scaling part of it, with the adding and subtracting part that we did earlier from the previous video. So again, if you haven't watched that, you're going to want to watch that first. So number 7 asks us to take 2a plus 3b. So we're scaling both of these matrices and also adding them together. So we've got kind of a couple steps going on. The nice thing that I did do for us here, though, to make it a little bit easier, is I gave us ones that we've already scaled. So, for example, we already did 2a on number 4. And so we already know what 2a is. It's just right here. The 2, 4, 10, 4, 6, 0, 8, 2, 6. We do need to find 3b, though. We need to take that matrix B and scale it by 3. So let's see. I'm taking matrix B from up top here. I know you won't be able to see it, but I will be writing it down on the paper again. Let's see. Matrix B looks like it is 2, 2, 1, I believe. No, 2, 2, 3. And then negative 1, 4, 6. And then 3, 2, 1. That is matrix B. But we need to scale matrix B by that 3. So we're going to be taking 3 times each of these numbers. in order to scale it. Okay, so we can go ahead and go through that multiplication process. 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 2 again is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times -1 is -3, 3 times 4 is 12, 3 times 6 is 18, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 1 is 3. So this is our scaled matrix of B once we've scaled it by that 3 in front. So we're going to take what we got for this 2a, what we got in question 4 when we already did that 2a, and then we're going to add it to this 3b that we just found. So I'll put the 2a in blue and the 3b in red. So we are going to be adding, let's see, the 2 from the 2a plus the 6 from the 3b. And then we'll take the 4 from the 2a, and we'll add this 6 from the 3b. Then we will take the 10 from the 2a and the 9 from the 3b. That's how we get that first column. And then we'll just kind of work our way through the rest of those positions. So we'll take the 4, 6, and 0 from 2a, and we will add the -3, 12, and 18 from 3b. So we will add -3, add 12, and add 18. And then same thing for the last column. We'll take the 8, 2, and 6 from 2a, and the 8, 2, and 6, and we'll add the 9, 6, and 3 from 3b. Okay, so we've just got some addition problems to do here. If I can get my screen to stay in one spot. Let's see, we've probably got space here. 2 plus 6 is 8, 4 plus 6 is 10, 10 plus 9 is 19, 4 plus -3 is 1, 6 plus 12 is 18, 0 plus 18 is 18, 8 plus 9 is 17, 2 plus 6 is 8, and 6 plus 3 is 9, and so this is our answer. This is what we get after we've scaled our matrices and then added them together. So we do have one more problem, that is number 8. Luckily for us, for number 8, we already have both of the matrices that we need. We did -3c. Actually, I want to put that one in blue. We did -3c for number 5, and then we did 4d for number 6. So we already have both of the matrices that we need. We have -3c right here. That is -12, -6, -9. And then we have 4d with -8, -12, 16. And then this problem tells us that we should subtract those two. So we're going to be taking all of our numbers from the matrix from -3c and then subtracting the numbers from 4d. So let's see. This will look like we have -12, -12, -6, and -9 from our -3c. And then we're going to subtract on all of these. So we're subtracting here. We're going to subtract -8, -12, and 16. Again, as with a lot of things in math, keeping track of the negatives is going to be the hardest part. So because this is a minus, it's -3c minus 4d, we have to have a minus sign on all of these. But then this was a -8 and a -12, and so we get minus -8 and minus -12. But since this was a positive 16, it's just minus 16. Okay, so we can just go through and do these subtractions. -12 minus -8 is -4. -6 minus -12 is 6. And then -9 minus 16 is -25. And so this is our final matrix once we combine these scaled matrices. So now you should be able to do the 7.2 practice. Make sure you do that before you continue on to the video for the 7.3 notes.